webinar is on online reviews, build your brand, and get higher quality leads. The webinar itself will be 45 minutes in length, followed by a Q&A at the end. If you do have any questions, feel free to type ahead in the chat box, and we'll certainly address all your questions at the end of the presentation. Here are our Twitter tags, so feel free to follow us and also share what you learn. So my name is Riti, and late in 2013, early 2014, we founded RankMyAgent. RankMyAgent basically is a platform to help you gain new business by building trust around the work you do. And what we found was there was a lot of slander online. There was a huge disconnect between actual reviews written by clients versus all the noise that was out there in the public forums about agents. And what we wanted to do was raise the bar in our industry and connect the very best agents to the public. So RankMyAgent is on this mission to connect the very best to the best clients out there. We are about over 4,000 agents strong across Canada and growing into the US market currently. And so I have with me two special guests. I have, first of all, Andrew from Just Sell Homes. He really is our digital marketing expert. Andrew, do you want to speak more about your background?
Sure. So right now I run a digital marketing agency that specializes in real estate, which really came from me being an agent, and I built my business online. But then eventually Remax ended up recruiting me to train their agents. So I ended up traveling mostly in Canada, but parts of the US as well, training Remax agents how to build a business online, how to go paperless, all of that. But every time I did that, people just kept saying, can we just hire you to do it for us? So eventually I started saying yes, and started this company where I could do online marketing for real estate agents. So it's been a lot of fun. We handle ads for, at any given time, anywhere from about 50 to 80 agents across North America.
That's wonderful, Andrew. And, I know that we had connected back at those Remax days. And, I was always struck with what a visionary you are and just, how knowledgeable you are about this marketplace and the changes that are happening. So, yeah, it's wonderful. Marah, do you want to speak more about your background? So Marah handles social media and account management for us, has been with RMA for the last 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Riti. So I come from a customer service and sales background, in graduating in graphic design. So I have a little bit of a few things up my arsenal to help you guys out with RankMyAgent. So I am your go-to guide, and my email is listed below. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime.
Perfect. So I know that Andrew touched on Just Sell Homes, and Andrew, do you want to just talk a little bit more about the company itself?
Yeah, so we are kind of a full-service boutique agency for real estate. We do have a few non-real estate clients, but it's more like, mortgage brokers referred to us by our real estate clients. So basically the way we do it, instead of say like some of the people where you just buy their system, use their system, we tailor it to our clients. So we sit down with every new client, go over a strategy call and figure out a customized plan that fits their business and their marketing. And we also try to set it up in a way that they own it long-term. So even if they stop working with us, they own a lot of what we set up. So it's a bit of a different approach, and it comes from me being an agent, and for a while, I don't sell anymore, and understanding kind of what works for real estate agents and how it works better for them. It's the same, we don't do, you have to sign up for 12 months or anything like that, because online leads aren't for everybody. So we set it up so that it's month to month. So if you're not getting results, you don't have to stick around. We like to be kind of flexible and work what works best for the agents.
Perfect. That sounds wonderful. I know it's a much needed skill set to have with, how busy agents get in their day-to-day. So that's
exactly
out there. Okay. So, RankMyAgent, basically RMA is a Canadian leading online platform that connects real estate professionals and brokerages to the public. we use reviews to help these agents get recognized and generate new leads and new business for them. Currently, RankMyAgent integrates with Realtor.ca, Remax.ca, Homes.com, and also Google Reviews, which is actually something we just launched this week. So yeah, pretty exciting times. And to start off with the agenda today, we will be discussing why online reviews are important, how to market your services using reviews, paid advertising tips and tricks, how to integrate reviews with Realtor.ca, how reviews can help you with agent-to-agent referrals, and how to respond back to reviews so you can win more business. So the importance of review collection. The reviews really do help share your story, your brand story, and what better way to do this than your actual clients that have worked with you. We find this is probably the best form of marketing that you can do, because someone has actually walked through the steps and experienced that journey with you. So it's the true voice. Now, reviews certainly are mainstream. So just imagine with me that you're planning a trip. So, going into planning this trip, you're looking at the best airfares, the best flights to catch, the best hotels to stay at, and of course, the restaurants that you're going to visit. So all of these different decisions involve reviews. We do look at customer feedback to gauge if this is a good decision for us. And looking at professionals, you have doctors, lawyers, teachers, and now real estate agents. We're all being rated and reviewed. This is just, the normal way of life. And this is how things have transcended now. And given that reviews are on Realtor.ca, we really feel that, the more reviews you can collect, the more integrations you can do with platforms such as Realtor.ca, you will gain more exposure. What I have heard is that this fall, these reviews will also be going into active listings. So currently, as you can see here, they're on the profile page of an agent that has done an integration. Mara will later walk you can also link up your reviews. Okay, so certainly people who will get that word of mouth referral, they will still go online and Google you. So according to the Google Zero Moment of Truth, 9 out of 10 people will do their research before they call you, and that's another reason why you need to have that trust online. 46% of all searches on Google are local. So that means that people are searching locally for you. They're searching for, the best real estate agents in your neighborhood, in your city. And that's where, reviews really help you build that trust, and they help you with those rankings. Here's an example of just, a search for a team based out of Calgary. As you can see, these rich snippets are very important, so they appear. And then, of course, the snippets showing the number of reviews and so on. So that's just showing you how powerful, reviews can be. And you'll see that right after their website, a review site does come up on the page one. Okay, so there's one reason why the search engines love online reviews, and that's certainly because the consumer loves them. In fact, about 10% of your ranking factors is attributed to review signals that are received. So the search engines will look at the review quantity, the number of reviews, the mix of reviews you have, the velocity, and the diversity of them. That's important to have all types of reviews. And, with RMA, actually, all reviews are based on firm closed transactions. And they are verified. Yeah, that's an important element to our service here. Okay, so benefits of collecting reviews. We had talked a bit about this, about how, they connect the online and offline information together. Certainly when someone is trying to figure out who you really are, they're going to try to connect those dots. And that's why, you may have the fancy marketing ads, the bench ads, but you do need that online exposure with those reviews. Reviews highlight your brand stories. They highlight who you guys are, and yeah, very powerful at that. We've certainly noticed a very high conversion rate when reviews are put onto ads and so on. We'll talk more about that. Reviews are optimized for SEO and geofarming. They help amplify your reach. So what I mean by that is that when you have a review on a platform, it can easily be syndicated onto social media, onto your websites. And this is like a one-time setup, and it's auto posting for you. So that just makes it very simple for you. They help to share team success, and they certainly are a superb client generation source. In fact, I was actually just talking to one of our clients this week, and he was telling me that he's closing about 4 to 6 deals a year due to his reviews on RMA. So I thought that was pretty powerful. Now, how to market your services using reviews? What I wanted to do here was just kind of give you examples of how current agents that we know of are using their reviews. One example here is based out of Toronto, Dave Elfasy team. They have like over 100 reviews on RMA. And what they've done is in listing presentations, done beautiful graphics to highlight these reviews, and added that into that listing presentation. Because the client that's thinking of hiring you will want to know what others are saying. So yeah, here's one example. Here's another example from his site. So this is his website, and he's prominently displaying his rankings and how his reviews are available on RMA, but he also has the YouTube reviews. So certainly giving a lot of information to a prospective homeowner. Here's another example. Now, this is how a review is taken from the online world to offline. So this project actually is currently being done across the country, and agents are requesting for signage, and we're getting these graphics done for them, and then they print it out, and basically they're gaining exposure on the street. Like, read my reviews, and then they head off to the site. So this is how they're connecting the dots. I want to leave you with a couple more examples of reviews and sharing. Here's an Instagram example where they're sharing. Here is a Twitter, Facebook business page example for an agent. And here's another Twitter one as well. So these, again, are very easy to implement. The Twitter, Facebook business page ones are one-time sort of auto posting. Yeah, just very easy for you to take hold of that. Now I want to give you some examples of more marketing ideas. Here are some Google ads. So if I just search for the agent's name, Thomas Fenrick here, you'll see that he's even advertising the RankMyAgent, and he's this basically takes them to his profile. So just very powerful when people are looking to have that. Here are some examples of Facebook boosted posts. The hack team in Edmonton, Remax, River City, they have, I want to say, at least over 50 reviews on RNA, and you can see how they're using that and boosting it across. Okay, so let's pass it to Marah now to talk more about widgets and how they can do that integration.
Thanks, Riti. So I'm just going to gain access here to presentation, and I will go through that with you guys.
Okay, so I've just passed presenter mode to you, Marah.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to go right into RankMyAgent, and where we're going to go here. So when you first log on to RankMyAgent, you're going to be taken to your dashboard. And to find your widgets, you're simply going to go to the Widgets tab. And the nice thing about the widgets, again, is they're a one-time setup. All you would need to do is select the widget that you'd like to use on your website, and then you would copy and paste that into an editable portion of your website. Now, if you don't have access to an editable portion of your website or the backend, what have you, simply send it to your website admin or the support for that that website that your website is hosted on. And again, you can see that we have a myriad of choices here. We also have buttons available for you. And again, it's a simple copy and paste mechanism there for you. So go back into the presentation. So simply for the widgets themselves, it's very simple. You would navigate to the widgets page here, select the widget that you'd like to use, and then copy and paste it into an editable section of your website. Or again, simply send it to your website admin for them to do for you. So another one of our really popular ways of getting this across to social media and marketing your reviews is through our Twitter syndication, which is an automated syndication once you set it up. So I'm going to exit out of the presentation again and go into a live demo. So here to set up the Twitter syndication, what you need to do is go to the My Account tab and select Edit Profile. And then once you're there, you're simply going to scroll to the bottom until you see the Amplify Your Reviews section and click on the Connect with Twitter icon or the ad. So if you're not logged into Twitter here, we'll ask you to log into Twitter and your account, and then you would simply authorize the application. And once you've done that, you're all set up. I'm going to actually show you an example of what that looks like. So this is our demo account here. If you ever see Sally Lee around, we use the accounts for testing and things like that. And this is what one of the tweets would look like. So you can see we have a cycling of a few words, so thank you. It cycles between 12 different phrases. We also hashtag the area that you're in and some more popular hashtags there as well for you. Okay, so again, to set that up, it's very simple. You would navigate to the Edit Profile page and scroll to the very bottom. Once you're at the Twitter option, click Connect, and then follow the steps in the pop-up box, and you're done. Now we have a few other ways to share reviews as well, specifically using our share buttons on the review section of RankMyAgent. I'll show you where that is and how to do that as well. So it's under the My Account tab here as well. You'll navigate to Reviews. And once you have some live reviews here, you'll just scroll to the bottom to see live reviews. And you'll actually just click on the review title itself. You'll see when you hover over it that it changes color and it goes to an underlined setting. That way you know that it's a link. So you'll click on that and it'll take you to the review itself. And so underneath the information, you'll see a share header here, and then a bunch of social media icons. So you'll simply click on the one that you want to share on. So example, Facebook. Now, if you're not logged in as well, it'll ask you to log in here. And then you can simply say something about it or just share and post to Facebook. Now, you can either share on your timeline here, or you can select your Facebook business page by selecting this drop-down and sharing on a page you manage. If you have multiple, you can actually select the one that you would like to do. And you can either post as yourself or as your business page as well. So a few different options for you. And then you would simply post to Facebook. And again, there are different options here. There's 194 options to be specific, available for you to share on different social media. Okay, so again, the steps here we're looking at are navigate to the reviews page, scroll down to see your live reviews. You'll click on the review title itself to get to the review, and then you'll see the social media icons. You'll just select the one that you want to share to, and then follow the pop-up links to complete. Now, the next one I'm going to show is the Realtor.ca syndication, which is a really popular and really new syndication that we have. And the first thing you want to do is go to your dashboard. What you're going to need to link up RankMyAgent to Realtor.ca is your unique ID. And so you'll see it here in your dashboard underneath your profile picture. Under your unique ID is. So you'll just need to copy this. And then what you want to do is go to member.realtor.ca to get to the Realtor link. And I'll show you what that looks like. So here's Realtor link. You'll need to sign in with your credentials here. And then once you're signed in, we're going to go to your profile. So navigate to the top right-hand corner. It'll say your first name, and there's a drop-down box here, and you'll click on My Profile. Once you're onto the My Profile page, you'll scroll down, and you'll see Realtor ratings and testimonials. And then obviously under RankMyAgent, in the ID field, you're going to paste your number here. And then click on Link to my Realtor.ca profile. Of course, you're going to have to agree to some terms of use. And then click Yes to save changes. And again, that is it. That should be there within 15 minutes, though generally we see it a little bit faster than that. Okay. Again. For the steps, again, here for the Realtor.ca syndication, please navigate to the dashboard page and find your unique ID number. You're going to copy that number, and then in a separate tab, go to member.realtor.ca, log in using your credentials there. You'll find your profile page, scroll down to the reviews and testimonial section, and then paste your number in there. Once you click on the link, agree to the terms of use, and then yes to save. Now there's one last thing that we want to show you. It's actually brand new to RankMyAgent, and it's just been released in beta. And this is our Google syndication. So I'll show you what that looks like. So brand new here. You'll see on your reviews page, if you do have Google reviews, you can now link them up to RankMyAgent. And this is actually based on user feedback. So we've heard you and we're listened, and based on your feedback, we're trying to become, the platform kind of like a one-stop shop for reviews. So we're working hard to do this, and we've just recently implemented the Google reviews, and you can see them here on your profile page now. If you'd like this integration, let us know at support@RankMyAgent.com, and we'd be happy to help you out there. And I believe that is it from me. I'm going to pass it back to Riti in the presentation, and we'll go from there.
Thank you so much, Marah. We had lots of information there. So I'm going to actually pass it to Andrew now. So Andrew can share with us his expertise. Yeah.
All right. I am the presenter. All right. You guys can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Perfect. So we're good to go. So next time you're on. So we're going to talk about basically reviews, but how you can use that as social proof in your marketing. One of the biggest things about marketing, especially on social media, is to leverage that kind of proof that others have used you. And a big reason for that is people do want to follow the crowd, especially if they don't know someone. They want to kind of go where everyone else is. This is why you often see like listing agents who get a couple listings in a neighborhood end up doing really well there. So I'll give you an example. The neighborhood that I used to live in when I was an agent, I was not the agent that dominated that area. There's another one. It was actually called the Wilson Hanna team. They actually still kill it in that neighborhood. My wife used to joke with me that she sees them so much that when we sold her house, she might be inclined to go with them instead of me. But it's just because she saw their name, like they had every other listing that was coming out, like they were killing it. And that's what people want to do. They want to follow like what everyone else is doing. And that's where reviews can really come into play, because it can show, sometimes just by sheer volume, that others have used you, had a good experience. So kind of leveraging that ability that people want to do of following the crowd, this is a really great way to do that with your reviews. And then the other great side of reviews is it gives them something to relate to. Because one thing that's really important to people is not just that you're a good agent, but you're an agent who understands their situation. Because even if it's not unique, everyone thinks that their specific situation is unique. So by saying like you can show them testimonials from clients that are in a similar situation, that is a way better way to do it. So like, for example, if you have a client who has like a heritage property, officially designated a heritage property by the city, it presents its own unique challenges. If you're an agent, if you can get reviews from past clients who you've also sold a heritage property, 3 reviews from people who you've sold heritage properties are going to have way more weight than 100 pre-construction houses that you sold, because it's specific to their situation. So it's really great in your reviews if you can get them to also talk a little bit about their situation, so that it gives someone something to relate to when they're actually looking at all your reviews, so that it makes them feel that you get them and you'll be able to help them in their unique situation. So the more you can kind of call out, the better. And I put a bit of a focus on getting reviews from all the different types of people that you've worked with, and that'll really help boost it in terms of like converting a lot of these leads and upping the quality of them. And the other great way is people they know. Like you'll see Facebook does this with posts all the time. Like you'll see at the top, like I can show you that example there where the arrow's pointing, where the ads show like, hey, here's your friends who also like this page. That's just a silent endorsement. Like it's a really kind of low end review, but it's still a type of review that people use, and that's because it's effective. You're way more likely to engage with something if you see that someone you know already does it. The way that works really well with reviews for this, with Facebook ads, is you can target an address. Like you see the little map there on the screen, that's a 1 mile radius in a neighborhood. I could take an ad and show the people in front of the home in the area so people know that it's there, and then run that ad just to that neighborhood. So people are more likely to know who they are in that specific area. Because if they can then, even privately reach out to these people and ask for confirmation, it happens all the time. Like I was in an online course for Facebook ads a couple of years back, and I was one of the testimonials for the course. He had me on video talking about what I learned from it. And that was a couple of years ago to that. I still get people, because I was the only Canadian in the testimonial section, who reach out to me and say, hey, I saw that, you're testimonial for this course. I like that you're Canadian. Can you tell me what you got from it? So being able to leverage that at a local basis, so it gives them that feeling of someone they know, someone they can relate to, really effective way to use your reviews. But the real question is how to actually leverage this in your marketing. So the first thing you want to do is anytime someone has to make a decision, you want to incorporate reviews. And that decision could be as small as, yes, I want to fill out this form so that I can get, a copy of a guide to buying my first home. Put reviews there near the form that basically talk about the success someone had with that exact thing they're going to get. It doesn't even have to be big. It doesn't have to be like, I bought and sold him. It could be like, I found the information in this guide really useful. Because that's all you're doing in your online marketing is you're not selling them on every point of contact on hiring you. You're just selling them on getting to the next step in your process. So if your next step is to get them to fill out name, email, and phone number, then your testimonial should be something directly related to just filling out the name, email, and phone number. And then eventually, yes, you're going to start hitting them with other reviews, other marketing, to get them to book time with you and hire you. But you want to have reviews that can go across that process. So where it's great is collecting reviews from people is that you can even take snippets out of them. So, someone might write a paragraph, and for different uses, you might only need a sentence here that you take out of that paragraph and put it on some of your marketing. So look at your flow of how people come in and see that at any point someone needs to make a decision, that you can add a review that will make them feel more comfortable with that decision. Is making them feel comfortable is going to get them way more likely to take it. So landing pages, all that stuff, you want to try and get these on there, and you can incorporate them anywhere where they have to make a decision. Great one to have it, obviously, is your website. You want to get as many as you can on your website. So it's great because that's one of the things I like about RankMyAgent is the ability to get them on there, help collect them, and then put them on your site. And this is an example of a RankMyAgent client where if you click on the write a review button, it goes to the RankMyAgent platform and helps collect them for them. So it's a really convenient place to have it because a lot of people who come to your website, it's not just to look at listings. Some of them are now coming to validate you. So even if it was a referral from a friend, often what happens is then they still go and check you out. And they still want to know that other people have worked with you too. So they're going to come check out your testimonial page to see what else is there. So I guess part of this validation stage, and we'll talk a bit more about some other ways you can leverage that in a minute, but there's a lot of cool things you can do. One of the ways that we also use them is in our ads. So for instance, this ad here you see is actually a home evaluation ad, but we use someone else to tell them about why they should get it. So you can see we took one sentence out of a testimonial and put it at the top of the ad. So instead of saying, we can get you a price that you wouldn't think you would have otherwise gotten, we had someone else tell it. We had past clients say that for us. So we have them say, we never thought we'd get the price we did for our home. And then we go into the ad about ordering that free home valuation, because now it shows someone else did this and they had success. And that's what you want in your ads, because people don't, especially those who don't know you yet, there's that immediate trust factor that you got to build as quickly as you can. And just having that social proof of someone has used me before and it went well is a great way to do it. So that's a great thing about reviews is, can you take out little snippets of them to use in things like your ads? And this is a really great example of a way to do that with a home evaluation ad, because you'll find the quality of the lead that comes through on something like this will be a lot higher than if you just said, want to find out what your home is worth, click here. Because that often is not a high quality lead. Half the time they don't actually plan on selling. They just, they just want to find out what their home is worth. They just bought a house and want to make sure they didn't overpay, or they're just, they got tax assessed and they want to check their tax assessment. There's a lot of different reasons they can do it that have nothing to do with selling. This help frames it in a way that it's about selling your home, and that's what we do by putting the testimonial in right at the beginning. In blog posts, this is a really great way to do it too, because I'm a big proponent of blogging, or it could be video as well, but you pepper in blog posts, your testimonials in there. So for example, a lot of people will do a just sold post on their website, but what I would always say is this is where you want to put in testimonials from the sellers into that just sold post. So when you're talking about what you guys did to get the seller, get their home sold, instead of bragging hey, we just sold this home for 3 days for 103% of asking price, have that come as a quote from the seller. That'll carry a lot more weight than you essentially bragging about how you did it. You're having them essentially brag on your behalf. So any blog post you create that could have a testimonial as a part of it to help validate what you're saying, especially when you give advice, this is one of the best ways to leverage them as well. Because again, it's about building that trust so that they feel comfortable reaching out and comfortable that someone else has used you and had good experiences. It's also really important to give them as much as possible an organic look and feel. You look at that Facebook ad we showed earlier, you can think of 2 ways to do it just sold. You could do your regular, here's the picture of the home, and we put like a big fancy sold graphic over it. Or you could do something like this, where it's a picture of the sellers in front of their home. Because what happens here, if you put this on Facebook, for example, it's actually a cool story. So H&M did a test, and they hired professional photographers, professional models, and they went and said, go run us some campaigns, like take really nice shots, let's run a campaign. Then separately, they just went to some random Instagram users, which could even be like someone like you, and they said, can we borrow the pictures that you put on Instagram of you wearing our clothes and put it in an ad? The ad of people who were just like random users outperformed 10 to 1 almost the professional models. And the reason is people on like Instagram and Facebook are scrolling so fast, if they think that it might be someone they know, they're going to stop and look. So if you see this and someone's scrolling fast, they're going to stop and see if that's someone they know. And maybe they don't know them, but now they've stopped and they're going to start looking at it. And then it has that added bonus of, hey, look, here's actually real people that did a good job. Because that's just a really authentic way to do it. So any chance you get to add that organic look and feel to an ad you're doing, the better. And the best way to do that is with happy clients who, you know, potentially in front of a house or something like that. So an image like this almost always will outperform a similar image of the house, but with like fancy graphic overlays on top of it. So here's an example of how we might structure that ad, but then we use this with retargeting. So we mentioned before, like if you're sending people to your website and they're validating you, because that's one of the reasons for a website is to validate those who are looking you up that you're the right choice. So what you do is anyone who comes to certain pages of your website, retarget them with an ad with testimonials. So for instance, if anyone comes to my testimonial page, if anyone goes to the About page, because the About page is a great one for people who are validating kind of themselves and saying, you know, do I want to hire this person? Well, let me learn a little bit about them. So anyone who visits the About page of your website, you could retarget with an ad like this. You could also upload all the leads you've gotten, because that's one of the great things with Facebook. When you can upload your database or email address that you've collected, well, upload all the leads you've gotten in the last 6 months, retarget those leads with trust building ads like this. It's not going to cost you, like you can do this for as low as $5 a day. And it, again, shows people that here's someone who's had success with our services. So this is definitely one way that I would run these ads. So make it a point, if you don't have any, to start getting pictures of your clients in front of the house they bought, ideally with their whole family if they'll let you, and get those pictures so you can use them in your ads, because these type of ads are a huge way to build trust and drive good results. And one of my favorite ways, this is a really cool one to do, and this is where Facebook's being able to like hyper target comes into play. If you have a listing appointment coming up, because with Facebook, you can type in the address of a property and then do a 1 mile radius around that address, is you say, okay, you know what, it's Thursday right now. We have a listing appointment Sunday evening. Well, we're going to run the ad from the moment we know we have that listing appointment until probably Monday. So we do it after the listing appointment with testimonials from people who have worked with us. So now when we go into that listing appointment, they've just seen for a few days success stories of ours. So we don't have to go in and sell them on the fact that we can get the job done. They've been seeing we can get the job done for the few days leading up to it. And then we actually let it run for a few days after the listing appointment as well. The reason for that is that if you're in competition and they need time to decide, and you want to still have those ads going even when they're talking to the competition. So the competition says, I can get your home sold, and then they go on Facebook and it's still talking about how you can do it without being too in their face about it. And it's going to be really cheap to do that. Like I would spend $50 all the time if it gave me a leg up on the competition to get that thing sold. So reviews really important with your ads, and like ones like this can really help improve your quality and close leads that you've already gotten. So we highly recommend using testimonials as much as possible in your marketing.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Andrew. Very informative. It's great.
Give the screen back to you. Oh, you got it back already. Perfect.
Perfect. So, just wanted to finish off with a couple more items here that we could hone in on. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So, talking about trends in the review space, this is what we've been seeing. We've been seeing that agent-to-agent referrals are happening on review platforms. So, an agent from a different part of the country or, in the States could be definitely looking you up and wondering if, you are a good fit. We had this scenario where this agent emailed us just to say that in the past 30 days, 2 agents reached out from different towns and cities in BC to refer clients to him. And this is a new source of business. So certainly this is very, very exciting because, not only are the consumers, the public, looking for you, the agents are also trying to validate and verify. So yeah, that's great. That's great to hear. Now, responding to reviews to win more business. So, we certainly suggest that. Oh, you can't see my screen? Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, just give me 1 second here. Thanks, Andrew.
No problem.
Okay, so here was that email that I wanted to share with you, just about the client mentioning how they've received, 2 agents that have reached out. Referrals are happening agent to agent. Very exciting stuff for sure. Now, responding to reviews. We suggest that when you receive a review, you should take the time to respond. And that actually just shows the other people who are kind of, verifying who you are, how that business has been, and just seeing how you are when things are, perfect, when things are not so perfect. And certainly, very important to share the facts, be empathetic. Now, RankMyAgent actually is a bit different than other platforms in that it's just verified, firm or closed transactions that we do allow. It does have very strict guidelines around that. And agents also do get to see all their reviews before they go live. And there's even a resolution advantage period where we try to, make things better before anything goes live. So that's out there. But certainly do respond to your reviews and take that time. It just helps control the conversations. Top tips for reviews definitely include including review collection, including that into your newsletters, email footers, into your advertising, as Andrew had suggested. Great ideas about retargeting ads and using those reviews and testimonials. You should definitely add requesting the reviews in your drips into your CRMs so that it's a part of your skills cycle. As soon as you firm up a deal, that review request should go out and then you would collect it. And of course, automatically it would go onto your websites and so on. Make sure that you get reviews each and every time. It's just, you gain a lot of customer insights. You really understand how you can improve your business. So really suggest you do it each time and respond to all those reviews professionally. Get them on social media. We do have an auto posting feature as well for getting them onto Facebook news feeds as well. So you can reach out to us if you wanted to look more into that. Certainly market your services using these reviews, as Andrew had mentioned as well. The leads that you get out of reviews are much stronger. Like they're much more powerful than the other ones that you may collect, as people have already establishing trust when they read those. So you'll find that you'll be able to convert them. So so to summarize today's webinar, major trends in the online review space are that it's really a norm today. It's a day-to-day, and agents who are really collecting these actively are winning more businesses. We're easily seeing anywhere between, I want to say, 6 to 12 transactions a year that are coming out of reviews. This is just based on customer feedback and conversations I've had with agents over the last few months. These reviews can now be shared on Realtor.ca. make sure you share them across your marketing channels, definitely into your Facebook advertising. Andrew had great suggestions on that. So certainly reach out to him about that. And yeah, that's our webinar for today. I'm going to share with you an ebook on online reviews matter more than ever. So this